Hello, this is Maya West. Today we're going to cover the second big obstacle or barrier to leadership paths. We've covered a summary of all of them, so you can see those on our previous videos. And then last session we did the first one, which was the wrong advocates. So today's barrier is regarding reacting to or resisting change. Each of these barriers or obstacles have come forth because of work that I've done with my clients over the years and my own personal life as well. And they're always kind of mingled into each other. The one about resisting or reacting to change came from my background in social change advocacy and also as a lawyer. And what I have learned from both of those roles is that we do not like to change as people. And when that comes to being really effective as a leader, what is the most effective is not trying to get people to fight or react to something, but it's about speaking to a future that people want to be a part of. And that's like a proactive way of sharing how we go forward. And it helps people adjust to change more easily because instead of it being a fight, it's about creating something new. And the person who taught me that the most is Dr. Angela Davis, and she was an advisor for a project that I worked on up at UC Santa Cruz. Her issue is around prison reform. And so her way of inspiring change around that was not by saying down with prisons, although she does do that. But what she did was she talked about how to improve the lives of prisoners and the children whose parents were in prison by creating programs that connected the two of them so they could have a relationship and provide some healing there. And I love that because it spoke to a solution, a way of resolving one piece of a very challenging system. What I've learned from a place of change in my own life is that I'm risk adverse. Some people are big risk takers. I am not. So risk adverse folks don't like change very much. And so how do we manage that in a way that doesn't sabotage what we're trying to work on? Because if we're trying to create a new path for ourselves and we're resistant to change, how the heck are we supposed to get there? And one way is to talk about that change, to really embrace it and to create the future that you want, so that it makes it easier to get through those hurdles and those uncomfortable movements and the hard work that it takes to adjust to change. And if your future vision for yourself is so exciting that you can't take it and it just sounds way more fun than living where you're living now, then you'll be able to get through that change and give you the courage to go through there because you're visioning this future that you really want more than being stuck in your risk-adverse, fearful-based self, which is, my life. So that's the balance. How do we create that is by managing our time so that we have enough time to imagine the future that we want. So that when we have to make a decision about change, that we're making it from a place of having a calm, excited mind that is excited about a future instead of one that's scared and tired and fearful of what's going to happen next. And that is amazingly not more than just taking the 5 minutes in the morning when you get up, by giving yourself another 30 minutes to take every week where you're thinking about what you want next, because that helps make those decisions more easily for you. And it's not a big rocket science moment at all, but it allows for the excitement and the freedom to decide that helps manage the change. And as an aside, if you're a social change activist or anyone who's involved in changing policies in your organization, or you just want to fix the use of the employee rest area policy or whatever it is, the best way to do that is to avoid saying words like, I don't like this, and instead to use language that paints a picture of the future you want. So using the employee rest area, saying, can you imagine a space where we all get to sit on luxurious couches and enjoy our snacks, and that there's plenty of room in the refrigerator for everyone's meals to be laid out? That sounds way better than saying, I hate that nobody's labeling their food, or it sucks that we don't have a place to sit down. There's a very different way that lands on the mind, and one's way more effective, obviously, than the other. So to wrap up, barrier or obstacle number 2 to your leadership path, not being able to react to or managing change in a way that suits your vision for your leadership self. I'd like to just remind you to check out our website at moxielab.com for more information on this topic and many others that I geek out on outside of work.